First at 4, breaking news about a serial killer investigation in Detroit. We're a step closer to possible charges, and we've just learned new information on how the victims died. Michigan State University continues to pay a price for the Larry Nassar abuse scandal. We'll talk about a record fine and how the university is shaking things up in response. Good afternoon, Ben.
Good afternoon, Karen. Couldn't be nicer here or nastier down south. Dorian is raking the Carolina coast. We'll show you where it's headed next. Right now, first at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We begin with breaking news first at 4. Major developments in Detroit's serial killer investigation. We've learned Detroit police are looking to charge the suspect with several counts of murder. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office is reviewing 4 homicide warrants for D'Angelo Martin. He was linked to the murders in June after women's bodies were found in vacant homes on Detroit's east side. Martin was arrested in July on an unrelated sexual assault charge and has been in jail ever since. Now, what you're watching now is video of him in court in that case. Now, this comes on the same day the medical examiner released the causes of death for the 4 alleged victims. Nancy Harrison was found dead back on March 19th and Yvonne Coburn on June 10th. They both died of blunt force trauma to the head. The body of Trevicine Ellis was found on May 24th and Tamara Jones on June 5th. The medical examiner couldn't determine how they died, and a 5th case is pending. Now, Sean Light is working this story, gathering the latest information, talking with the Detroit police chief, and he will join us at 5 o'clock with all of that new information. Abhorrent, inexcusable, a complete failure to protect kids. That is what Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos said before issuing a record fine to Michigan State University for its handling of the Larry Nassar scandal. Devin Scillian in the newsroom. And Devin, MSU is still paying the price for this Larry Nassar scandal.
You're so right, Karen. $4.5 million. That's the amount Michigan State has to pay for that scandal. The Department of Education issuing the fine based on several findings from 2 separate investigations. The department says MSU failed to properly classify reported incidents and issue timely warnings of the crimes. University. I
don't have his mic anymore.
The school lacks administrative capability. As a result, on top of paying the $4.5 million fine, Michigan State has to hire a compliance officer and put together a committee. That committee will be responsible for creating measures to better ensure campus and student-athlete safety. Michigan State's new president, Dr. Samuel Stanley, announcing several actions in response to the fine. Today, the university provost, June Youat, submitted her letter of resignation effective immediately. The president also announced the creation of an oversight committee to deal with any changes the university has to make to comply with all of these department requirements we've just outlined. Dr. Stanley issued a statement saying the university is focused on survivors of sexual assault and safety on campus. And Michigan State's Board of Trustees, by the way, also responding, saying it understands the seriousness of the department's findings and supports President Stanley's commitment to improving safety at MSU. It's a lot to take in. We'll continue to follow that and the reaction to it. Karen, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Devin. Breaking news right now from the White House. That's where General Motors CEO Mary Barra is meeting with the president. That conversation is expected to revolve around trade and scathing comments made by the president on Twitter about GM last week. President Trump criticized General Motors for cutting jobs in the U.S. while operating plants in China. The visit also comes as the UAW picked GM to start negotiations with over a new contract for union workers. And we are hoping to hear from Barra tonight at 5. Following this very closely, and we'll keep you posted. The man accused of killing an off-duty Detroit police officer is going to trial. Eddie Ray Jr. Johnson is charged in the death of Officer Elaine Williams. It was back in June. Williams was found dead inside her home over in Garden City. Johnson was her partner, and the two reportedly fought before opening fire on one another. Prosecutors say Johnson set out to kill Williams, but today the judge determined there was not enough evidence for a first-degree murder charge. Instead, Johnson will go to trial on second-degree murder. In the first forecast, we are tracking Hurricane Dorian, which is closer and closer to the North Carolina coast, while here at home, Temperatures are dropping. Feels like fall out there, Ben.
It does. A little taste of autumn, but it's not going to last all that long. We can see some changes in the forecast that we'll get to in a minute, but the numbers out there are definitely below average, especially Monroe, which is at 69 right now. So as that continues here, the South continues dealing with Hurricane Dorian. You're looking at the radar picture there. That's the swirl. We're not getting the backside of that storm because of the radar shooting off the shore. But tornado warnings even north of Dorian for a lot of North Carolina. That's been a big headache all morning long with dozens of reports of tornadoes there. Category 2 storm is the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. And even though the core of that storm continues to stay offshore, it could make it a landfall technically in the Outer Banks by Friday morning, but the effects are going to be felt all up and down the Carolina coast, from inland flooding to storm surge to, again, the potential for tornadoes. So we'll talk more about where Dorian's going and when our forecast is going to warm up in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right, and speaking of Dorian, here's some of the latest video from along the southeast coast. Hurricane Dorian has brought some really powerful winds, as Ben mentioned, and that heavy rain to Charleston, South Carolina. Dorian has already knocked over trees and power lines and caused some minor flooding downtown. More than 200,000 homes and businesses are without power this afternoon. It looks like the hurricane spawned a tornado that caused this destruction you're looking at right there. That's over in Emerald Isle. That is in North Carolina. About 25 homes are destroyed or heavily damaged. The U.S. Coast Guard is taking part in rescue efforts over in the Bahamas, which received a direct hit over that long Labor Day weekend. While 3 deaths have been reported in the U.S., the death toll in the Bahamas has climbed to 20. Hurricane survivors have swamped helicopters that are bringing supplies to the area. The United Nations says at least 70,000 people need immediate humanitarian relief. They're facing a long road to recovery. We're following this closely. We'll keep you posted on the storm's progress. It's a new school year and a new beginning. Now, last year, we showed you the new Romeo High School that was under construction and now is open. As students walk through the doors, the old way of teaching and learning is out the window. Paula Tutman takes us on a tour and shows us how this revolutionary new way of teaching will change the entire area.
So just for a moment, I want you to think about when you went to high school, and what you probably did was you showed up at school, you went to your locker, you pulled out your books, you went to the same classes at the same time every single day, and then you probably went home and you talked to your parents about how you were bored at school. I think kids today would tell you that's so 90s. Start with the fact that they rarely carry books, pardon me, they now carry laptops, and now they're actually working in spaces like this.
Now I want you to look at this list.
Enter the new academies at Romeo.
I love it.
The campus is more like a small city with 3 different academies as neighborhoods. Business entrepreneurship and innovation is one. Design, engineering, and manufacturing is the next academy. Health, human, and public service is the third. And students get to think about their future and plan their curriculum and education based on their interests.
There is curriculum that they have to learn. You know, the Michigan Merit Curriculum is that. So the traditional learning happens, but we've gone wall to wall with allowing kids to pick a career lens to learn through and giving them a lot more independence and relevance in their learning.
So take Emily, who at 14 years old actually already owns her own cupcake company.
Cupcakes by M.
One day she wants to own her own bakery and teach culinary arts. And so in her academy, she does take her core classes, but also in her area of interest has the opportunity to venture into other areas of learning that prepare her for college and beyond.
With how this is all set up, I can be in the Child and Development class, which is in the Health and Human Services pathway, but also be in culinary arts, so which I love.
Tyler has a different story altogether.
No, college really isn't for everyone, and I knew it wasn't for me.
He got into this new way of learning at its inception.
Welcome to the real world.
Met professionals already working in the trades he was interested in. They came in as his teachers.
Everything I learned there, I use every single day on the job.
He impressed them, won them over, and had a $53,000 a year job waiting for him at graduation last year. Oh, he has no student debt, and should he decide to go to college, his employer will actually help him with the costs.
You'll be financially stable. You can do whatever you want, pretty much.
Should a student not be sure what they want to do?
Really, I just don't know where I want to go yet.
No worries. The learning opportunities are as flexible as the mind of a teenager. Students are no longer locked into one set curriculum, where one size really does not fit all. And of course, because if students don't feel safe and secure, they really don't learn as well. Take a look at this alternative learning space, which is an all year round hangout on a full acre of an interior court. The entire 1,000 square feet surrounds it. When kids are here, Karen, it is a fortress. And every kid I talked to said they love coming to school.
I can totally understand why that alternative space gets you thinking creatively and out of the box. We appreciate you sharing that story. Thank you, Paula. Still ahead, First at 4 is the company that invented binge viewing really going to do, or I should say, going to make you wait for new episodes. Netflix is explaining exactly what that's all about. And Dr. McGeorge is here.
Hey, Karen, as the NFL kicks off its new season, we are learning about new risks that football may pose to student athletes. One state where football is king is launching a new program that could have an impact nationwide. I'll show you how it works in good health.
All right, but up first, a newborn baby discovered in a carry-on bag. An Ohio woman is facing charges in a bizarre case. She's not alone. That story right after the break.